everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Sessions with Coach April.
I am your host, April Hogan.
And I am your co-host, Cass Wofford.
So today, we are talking about healing in high heels. And if you wear high heels, you understand you need healing. The CEO's journey to wholeness.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so before we get started, how are you doing today, Cass?
I'm doing amazing. It's a beautiful day here in Florida. We've been having a great time this month. We've been out doing a lot of stuff. So I'm great. I'm in a positive space right now.
Yeah, me too. I feel like this is a good conversation today, the journey to wholeness, because it's something that we are experiencing that journey, right? So yes, for all of you CEOs, you boss mamacitas, this is for you.
Absolutely.
All right. So do you want to open us up?
Yes. So we're featuring women who turn personal pain into purpose. So what's one personal wound that ultimately became your strength?
I feel like in so many ways, I have battled with abandonment. And I want to, I could easily say I just went through a divorce a year and something ago. Man, for anybody who hears my podcast, y'all probably like, man, she is still hurting from that divorce. I'm not hurting. Like, I'm seriously, like, so much in a better place. But it's something that's recent, right? So it's something that when I tell my story, it's a big part of it. But at this point, I'm not even just talking about that. It started at childhood where I felt like levels of abandonment, even if it wasn't someone necessarily walking away, but it may have been like someone not being as present as I needed them to be in my life. So I would always say that one of the things, I was the middle child. I have middle child syndrome.
Yeah, me too.
So typically I felt like I was the one who was not seen as much. So although, I had my older sister, my younger brother lived in the house. Older sister was the oldest. She also was very close to my mom, as they were the ones who would like be up at night playing. Yeah. I still remember there were times where there was one time my sister and my mom were up late at night and they were playing. And my dad was sitting on the couch. I was laying on my dad. I was a daddy's girl. I'm still a daddy's girl. And because they were being so noisy and he couldn't rest, he got up and went to bed, and I cried.
Aww.
And I cried because I wanted to be, like, they got to spend time together. I wanted to spend time with my dad.
Yeah.
So I feel like abandonment is something that kind of like I have lived with, and I'm not saying that experience was abandonment. I'm saying that it was present based on like me always feeling like I was working to get a level of attention.
Yeah.
So of course my mom and my dad, they went through a divorce. So living predominantly with my mom, I know that I wasn't necessarily the favorite, right? And that's fine. Everybody has their, and then she was a single mom. She was doing, but I always felt like I was trying to make up for something to get some type of attention. Like I said, my sister's the oldest. She gets stuff first, which is natural. My brother's the youngest. Plus, he's the boy. He's the mama's baby. And I'm kind of just there. Yeah. So I was the one that was labeled the bad child. Like, well, April is the baddest out of all the kids. And although it's like you giggle about it, it's like, but I also was the baddest because that's the only way I would get attention in my mind. Like, if I'm loud or I'm doing something, I'm gonna get attention. If it's negative attention, that's fine. It's still attention, right? Or on the flip side of that, I could be bad because nobody would notice. Yeah. Just by the time they noticed, it was like, you done did all this stuff. Yeah, but while I was doing all of it, nobody saw it. Right. So, just that feeling of like worthiness. Like, am I worthy of the type of love that I feel like I deserve or that I feel like I really want? So, the question was, what is one wound that ultimately became strength? So, once I got to a point that, of course, as life went on, the things that you experience younger, they become triggers. So, this is kind of like what I got growing up as an adult, right? Like, people who weren't present, me trying to earn stuff based off of trying to be worthy for people so they wouldn't leave, right? So, ultimately, though, this very last time of me feeling like I was like abandoned and abandoned in like the worst space of my life by my ex. You know, I'm in and out of the hospital. I'm at the point where I'm like not even knowing how I'm going to continue, and you leave. I feel like that was my strength because it forced me to no longer look for solace from people. Like I had no choice but to pray. like the only, and even though like I had people like my kid's father Kenny, he came in town to help. You came in town. I talk to you all the time. But in terms of like just like still at night, I'm by myself. Like there's nobody to console the fact that I'm sick. Like the fact that my body hurts. The fact that I can't do anything. I'm helpless. Except for leaning on God. So I feel like that's probably the biggest thing that has now made me strong because now depending on Him, I can do anything. So I know it was a long-winded.
No, it's fine.
Very long-winded answer. But it really like, I don't know, I feel like I connect so much to the fact right now that He has been my strength. Where before I was my strength, at least in my mind. He was always my strength, but in my mind, I got this. So when I had no choice but to depend on Him, and now He became my strength, I don't need it. So that's my answer. What about you?
Mine is along the lines of that. It's not necessarily abandonment. I've struggled with that as well. And turning into a strength, but it was just feeling like I wasn't enough or I was undeserving. And that again ties into the abandonment because people always left, right? My dad left, and I was like, he was a daddy's girl. I was the middle child. My brother was the oldest, but because he was a boy, boys got everything. And then my younger sister, who was the baby, she was like, you know. And I'm not counting my adopted siblings. I'm just talking about my mother's biological children. Because obviously, you know, when you adopt children, then they come with their own issues and things like that. They get a different type of treatment. So out of her biological kids, like you said, I was a quiet one. I kind of always say to myself, so it's easy to overlook me. So in kindergarten and first grade, I didn't talk much. They thought I was developmentally delayed because I didn't talk a lot. And then once they got me talking, they were like, you won't shut up. So I was always the one who was challenging. And it wasn't so much to get attention. It was just that by not talking, I was able to listen to observe. So once I did start talking, it was like, well, this doesn't add up. Why are you trying to convince me of this over here when I see this over here? So I just observed all the time. And I would call out what I observed, even if it was challenging to adults. They didn't like it. So now I bet they wish they would have kept me quiet. So for me, it was always feeling like I was pushed aside. I didn't deserve the love and attention that everybody else got. Like even like little things, like my sister had a godfather and a godmom. I didn't have that. I didn't have anybody that I can go to and be like, oh, you're my godparents. It was, and she was the youngest. So it's like, well, how did she get one and I don't get one and we come from the same mother? But it was just one of those things where it was like, it was always everybody else got paid attention to, everybody else had benefits and privilege, and then I was just there. So it was kind of like, okay, well, she's just an add-on. And that's how it felt. So I felt like I had to earn my place. I had to work harder. I had to do more. I had to be more to earn my place. And if I didn't, I just sunk back into myself. I was just overlooked and forgotten about. And so it really, honestly, guys, like when I tell you this past year of my life has been so illuminating and kind of full circle in a sense where it's like, you're enough. You don't need anybody else to validate you. You don't need anybody else to give you permission to excel, to be great. You're enough. You can do it. You have everything that you need inside of you already. You have permission to be that, to blossom. For the majority of my life, I didn't feel that way. And even as I look back at it now, I realized I was standing in my own way because I didn't feel that I deserved that. I didn't feel anybody else would. And it's so weird because my daughter does the same thing, Pinky. A lot of times she'll be doing something and she'll go, well, I'm just going to assume nobody will want to. I'm going to assume nobody else is going to want to come, support me, be there for me. I'm like, that's crazy. If you just ask people, if you just open your mouth, like people want to love you. But I didn't feel that way for the majority of my life. I just assumed that nobody would want to, nobody would take the time. And so when I see that in her now, it always makes me want to cry because it's like, you are so worthy. And I didn't feel that for a long time in my life.
Okay, so we're not going to cry.
We're not going to cry.
That's the goal, right? I don't know if we're going to succeed.
Yeah.
But that's the goal. So how do you manage emotional health while leading a team?
I mean, well, that's a a ever evolving thing, right? Because I'm on this journey to understanding emotional intelligence, and I know I have very little patience with humans in general. Like, people get on my nerves, but it's because a lot of things that people do I just don't understand. I don't understand their mindset, why they do stupid things. I get easily triggered by stupidity, and I know, again, I'm not perfect. I do stupid things too, but other people's stupidity and just like lack of common sense just really grinds my gears. So in a space of like trying to lead a team and be present for other people in a business space, it's stepping back and considering their viewpoint, because it's easy. I think you told me, you were talking about the other day, and you were saying how, there's the emotional piece first, or the logic is back here and emotional is up here. That's how you said
So
it.
logic is up here,
Right.
Emotional's here,
Gotcha.
but it comes up this way. So
Right.
it hits emotion, then hits logic.
Yeah. So it's easy to just go to emotion and be like, listen, you really pissing me off and you about to take me there. It's not as easy to feel that, step away from it, and then go, let me look at it from a different perspective. Especially when you're dealing with other people, because we all have our own feelings. Like, I may say something and my intent might be this, but you might hear it and process it a different way and be like, no, her intent was that. And I'm like, no, it absolutely wasn't, but you're convinced that it was.
Right.
So to step back and go, let me consider how she might have heard it. And we didn't have situations with people where I'm like, yeah, nah, that's not how I meant it. He know I didn't mean it that way, but he didn't though. So I have to consider that I did offend somebody. I did hurt your feelings. I did cause you to process it. Even if it wasn't my intent, you processed it a bad way. That's on me. I got to take accountability for what I said, not how my intent was, because you don't know my intent. So trying to do that and lead a team is a constant state of being in like a lot of moving pieces and being in a place of dissecting all the time and examining all the time. And it can be tedious and frustrating, but it's also necessary.
So I agree. So when you only have to lead yourself, it's already a journey, right? Because you're having to remind yourself to, like, hey, don't take this personal, or remind yourself to, hey, think this through before you act. Or now imagine having to not only do that, but consider how other people feel about things, right? Like, because only you are in your mind and understand how you look at something and how you feel about it and how serious you take it. It's a whole other thing when now you have to consider, all right, how are they going to take this?
Right.
How do they possibly feel about this? How do my actions, my words, my tone impact them, because I'm the leader? They're looking at me for answers. That is a lot. Yeah. So emotional intelligence is so it's so funny, and I want to give my little pinky clap to Pinky, because yesterday I heard her on the phone. I'm practicing emotional intelligence.
And she was having a meltdown,
girl,
guys.
Yes. But realizing that emotional intelligence is empowering, because you no longer allow other people's actions to impact your reaction, right? So when you can now step back and look at something, step out of your body, hey, what's really happening? What's really going on, right? Really, most people don't mean bad. Most people are selfish, so they're only thinking about them unintentionally. But most people aren't bad. So really, and now you have to step out of yourself and say, okay, let me look at it from my perspective. Now let me look at it from their perspective. Let me look at it from theirs, and then still consider their perspective. And when you look at the entire picture, because they always say, and it took me a long time to understand, there's three sides. There's your side, there's their side, and there's truth. I used to believe that meant somebody was lying. Yeah. And it doesn't. I have my perspective and how I see and how I felt about it, and it could be 100% true. You have your version and how you took it and your perspective, and it could be 100% true. Yeah. But then the full truth is what really was meant, not with your feelings, not with my feelings.
Exactly.
Right.
You should take emotion
So,
out.
exactly. So it took me a long time to understand that, well, I mean, somebody's right, somebody's wrong, or two people. No, it can mean both people are very valid in how they feel, but the truth is what really transpired. So being a leader, you have to try to get to the bottom of that, removing how you feel, whether you like them or not. Situations. So a past client that we know we both have had trouble with. It is difficult when you know somebody else's intentions are not great. Right. But still having to say, I still have to consider their feelings. I still have to consider how I may have impacted their feelings. I still have to step up and say, you know what? I apologize because that's not what my intent was. And then however they choose to take it, however they choose to move forward with theirs, I can't feel a way about it.
Yeah.
If they're gonna step up and be okay, cool. If they're not, you know what? I did what I needed to do to make sure, and genuinely.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I answered the question because I don't remember what the question is.
You did.
Okay. Manage emotional health while leading the team. Yeah. And then when you start to realize that you just stepped out of the situation, because it's really not about you in most cases. It's about a trigger that they've had growing up, something they're dealing with themselves. Unless you just ultimately just was being disrespectful, generally it's not about you. Yeah. It's about something that they're dealing with in themselves, right? So once you realize that, and you know that you're doing everything in your power to really just be there, whether it's I'm being there but I'm telling you this is what it is, or I'm being there and I'm trying to comfort you, that's all you can do at the end of the day. So
have you ever felt like there was a time where you just wanted to, and I know you have, but you just wanted to give up completely and just be like, I'm done with this?
All the time. All the time. God won't let me. That's why I'm looking for a husband who is a billionaire. I probably still won't give up because I'm still going to do my thing, but at least I won't have the expectation of holding everything together. Yeah. So if you're out there, I'm taking applications.
And don't apply without the money.
And or the credit. Listen, some stuff has, But anyway, no, in all seriousness, because I'll hold my own, sometimes, especially as a leader, and we know this as mothers too, there's a lot of weight. Yeah. There's a lot of weight. So if it's a single mom, you have the weight of all the kids. Yeah. Then you have the weight of, and we love you guys, so please don't take that away. But y'all some weight. I know I was weight. So there's the weight of the kids. There's the weight of your own emotions. There's the weight of your workload. There's the weight of everybody else around you. Yeah. Then when you have a spouse, you think, oh, that makes it easier. Hell no. Yeah. Now you got the weight of them. And if you're a woman, generally you are the one who is more emotionally intact, or at least have to pretend to be. So now you have the weight of that as well. So there are times where it's just when is someone going to see that I need a break? Yeah. When is someone going to see that I am carrying all this load? When is someone going to see that I am at my wits? I am at, especially when you are strong and you are a leader and you know people are looking up to you and you do care that they're looking up to you. You don't want to let them see you crumble. Yeah. Because when you let them see you crumble, you feel like now they panic. Yeah. And I feel like that's part of, and I'm going to go to it again, what happened with my marriage. I was the leader. I was the one who held stuff down. I was the one. So when he saw me sick and was like, oh no. I don't know what's going to happen. I got to go back to mama. I want to say something, but I'm not going to say it.
Because growth and emotional intelligence.
I was going to say the P word, and it ends with a Y. But
pretty.
Well.
Pretty.
Okay. I digress. But yeah, I can see how that could be man, now everything that I witnessed her going through, that's going to be expected of me. And he actually said that one time. So again, I was doing what I was doing at the bank. I had, my company, I was in school for cybersecurity. I had the kids, I had him. I was helping with an event in Huntsville, even though I moved to Florida. I had the podcast. And when I got sick, there was times that I barely could move. And he's like, well, you don't understand. I have to run the kids to the basketball. And I have to do this and I have to do that. And I'm like, that's what I do every day. Right. I do understand. Yeah. But the fact that you're just now understanding and you're complaining to me about it, wow. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think he started seeing that I'm gonna have to do what she has to do every day, and I can't handle it. So, I feel like it was a coward move, but he had to do what's best for him. Yeah. At the end of the day, so it's a lot of weight, and with all that weight, if it wasn't for God letting me know that, hey, I got you, yes. The side of me that is not so strong, that is insecure, that is introverted and still fears what people see, right? Or what people may think, has wanted to give up. Yeah. The part of it that's like, hey, man, this is a new challenge, and I'm in this world on my own, hasn't wanted to give up. Y'all coming back. Y'all coming here has helped. Because the part that feels like I'm on my own, and I'm trying to get emotional. I said that already. The part that feels like I'm on my own, even though I know I get on y'all's nerves, because y'all get on my nerves. But the part that feels like I'm on my own, that feels like I'm on my own, is not there anymore. I feel like I have my community. Mm-hmm. So, and then moreover, it's like if I give up on them. Yeah. So, and I've always had my kids for that. If I give up on them. Mm-hmm. Now, if I give up on y'all. Yeah. And I wouldn't want y'all to give up on me, so I can't give up on y'all. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The question was, do I ever feel like it? Dang dang. All right. On you.
I mean, I feel the same way. I literally just told her this yesterday. I've had plenty of nights where I've laid there and cried, like, did I make a mistake leaving Ohio? Should I have moved to Charlotte? Should I have then moved here? I just questioned everything I did because, like she said, as parents, we have our kids who are looking up to us. They have expectations of us. I remember one time I was talking to my son because he was having, like, issues in school. He was just acting out. He wasn't, like, doing right or whatever, whatnot. And I'm like, Shane, you don't understand. Everything that you do or don't do, they're going to look at me. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody's going to look at me and be like, well, you didn't. You should have. And he's like, who is they? Like, who are these people? And I'm like, everybody. Mm-hmm. I'm like, even your funky-ass daddy. Like, he ain't been around I don't know how long as far as, like, consistently seeing you, being there for you. He'll call every blue moon. But if he sees something online he don't like, the first thing he do is text me. This what you letting our son do? You ain't paying attention. You ain't this. Where are you? Mm-hmm. Like, you 500 miles away, and you ain't calling, you ain't checking in, you ain't, you ain't doing any of that. It's all on me. So I'm like, if you fail, if you succeed, when you act up, everybody's going to say, where was his mama? Mm-hmm. What was she doing? What did she allow? As a single mother, she should have.
The worst part is when you fail, she's going to look at you. When they succeed, they seem to not see you so much. Yeah. So, yeah. Like, and I tried not to say pussy. She said freaky ass daddy. So, and that gave me permission to say pussy.
Okay. I'm going to give you that one.
pretty.
But yeah, it is, especially because, I love my son, right? That's my son, my only one. But, I have daughters. So as a woman, I'm looking at my daughters like I don't want them to emulate the weak side of me. And I understand that there's vulnerability in that, right? Vulnerability in that. I do want them to understand you don't have to be strong all the time because I don't want them to feel like they got to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. Mm-hmm. But I also want them to understand that you don't have the luxury to always break down. Right. There's been plenty of times where I've been like waiting for them to go to bed so I could break down. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my God, Sage, I'm so grateful she has a schedule to where she wakes up early. I don't always like that part, but she wakes up early and she goes to bed early. I know by like 8:30, 9 o'clock, she's ready to turn it in for the night. Mm-hmm. When you are waiting for your child to go to bed just so you can break down, knowing this is going to be my time. Mm-hmm. Where I can just go and I can be vulnerable, I can be free, I can cry, I can be angry, all that stuff I can't show her throughout the day or show it be in front of my kids. I can do that because I know come 9:30 she's gonna be tired, she's going to sleep, and I can go get in the shower and just cry. Mm-hmm. That's important. Mm-hmm. Because Pinky and Shane didn't have a set schedule like that. Mm-hmm. Like, so they would always be, Mom, what are you doing? Mom, come out here and play this game with us. I couldn't just be like, no, I don't want to come play with y'all, but not because I don't want to spend time with y'all, because I need time to break down. Mm-hmm. I ain't had time to cry all day, so mm-hmm. I need to walk away for a while and go cry. Mm-hmm. That's, for me, that's like cathartic to have that time to just break down. In the summers, when they would go with their dads, or, Sage is back in Ohio right now, I need that time. It matters because there are a lot of times where I just want to give up. Because I just turned 40. Life ain't looking how I thought it was going to look. Like, in my mind.
You still look good.
I mean, it does. But I had it in my mind.
Look good.
Oh, well, thank you. Hold for applause. But I had it in my mind how my life would look at the age of 40. And it doesn't look how I envisioned it when I was graduating high school in 2003. So having to mourn where I thought I would be, to grieve who I thought I would be, who I thought my kids would be, so not that I'm not proud of them, but I envisioned my life so differently back then, and to not be where I thought that I would be, but to embrace being where I am, how far I've come, how far I've grown, how closer I've gotten to God, mm-hmm. how much I fell back and let Him take the lead versus trying to do it myself. Yeah. It just looks different. It feels different. But yes, there are still times, or even now, I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
So
I just don't.
That actually leads into the next question. What do people must misunderstand about healing while building?
It's not a one way thing. Like, it's not just like you're here and then you go to here and you're healed and that's it. There's a whole lot of stuff in between there, and it's a whole lot of twists and turns in that road from point A to point B. It is not a straight line when it comes to healing, and it's not easy. A lot of times you're going to make progress, and then something is going to knock you back like 10 steps. And you got to start over and re-navigate that and figure out, what did I miss the first time? There's going to be a new trap that's there that wasn't there. That's one of the scariest things that I deal with when I'm navigating new relationships, because I've always said, like, I've healed from my past. Like, I've went to therapy. I've gotten better since my past relationships. That's fine, well and good when I ain't got nobody. As soon as a man come in my life, it's like, now I'm triggered. Now I don't think I like you no more. I don't think I want to date. I just want to be by myself. But there's no growth in being by yourself.
You remind me of a boy that I...
You don't know what you really have healed from until you're triggered by that same thing, and then you can navigate it differently.
Right.
And I think that's the reason for the setbacks, because it's easy to be like, oh yeah, I'm good. I worked through that already. Until you face with it again in 4K, and then it's like, oh no, I really didn't. So I'm learning that about myself, and I'm proud of myself, because somebody the other day was like, you have red flags. I was like, I have pink flags. I don't have red flags. I have 3 rules, or 2 rules when it comes to me. The first rule is I'm always right. If I'm ever wrong, go back to rule number 1. And that's not the way to be. It's cute, like a sassy kind of, but it's not the way to be. So I'm realizing that I have to go back to those and revisit those steps that I thought I healed from, and find those hidden spaces where it's like, yeah, that's a shadow area I didn't fully investigate. Let me go dig into that shadow and really heal and put some light on those dark areas. So yeah.
Well, I think a lot of times we gotta realize too, we talk about triggers, like recognize your triggers. And people think the only way I'm healed is when I no longer have triggers.
Yeah.
Wrong. Lies.
Right.
The difference is when you recognize the triggers and you know how to re-navigate around those triggers. So you recognize it, instead of like reacting, you say up, wait a minute. Like, what can I do to do better, or to do different, or to make sure that I am like recognizing that this is a trigger, whether it's communicate, whether it's like investigate, like is this really based on something they're doing, or is it my trigger?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're always going to have triggers. You're never going to get to a point where I have no triggers. I'm fully healed. I have no triggers. You're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
The difference is how you navigate those triggers. So yeah, like definitely be in a space where, and one thing I love about her, and I can't say that everybody gets this opportunity, is that everybody can't tell my best friend she's wrong.
Nobody can.
I can tell her that she's wrong, and she'll listen. And she'll listen, or she'll at least try to take account, or listen to what I'm saying. Now, will she say like, "Oh, you're right, April"? No, but will she like listen to? Well, maybe I need to look into this more. So, I say that to say it's important to have somebody that you can be accountable to, but that cares, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's flip side on us. Like, I can tell her something, and then I know that, and I don't like being wrong. Like, I don't like nobody telling me I'm wrong. I don't like somebody telling me to, like, even sometimes when I'm, like, considering stuff, like, I'll tell you, transparent moment. So, I'm single. So, every now and then when somebody gives me a certain level of attention, even though I know I don't want to be with them, I may fit in. So then when I'm talking to you about it, and you say stuff like, but it's good to have that. Like, it's good to have. I don't even remember what the question is. We need to start having like a little thing up here to show. I don't remember what the question is, but healing while building. So, I definitely feel like if I would say my take on healing while building, and I feel like I'm going to say this a lot, and you're going to hear this a lot, and you're going to be like, you're obsessed with your best friend. To whoever thinks that she followed me here. But so if you're watching, but anyway, so I feel like having somebody that you can like be accountable to, but someone that you trust, right? So like, it's easy for me to sit here and say, and I love my kids, don't get me wrong, but my kids are still younger than me. They haven't been through what I've been through. They don't understand where I am at 38 years old, right? although me and her have been through different experiences, we still have lived a level of life together or have experienced stuff similar enough that I can go to her and say, hey, like, this is what I'm going through. And I know that if she's giving me advice or she's giving me something, it's out of love.
Yeah.
For somebody who has felt like most of her life she's been by herself and can only really count on her, right? Like, that is my healing while building, because I've always felt like I'm on this island. I am by myself. I will try to bring people along, but they're always gonna like not really care. And they're always gonna have their own agenda. So to be able to say like, no, like I got that. Like I know my kids are always gonna have me, that my kids are supposed to, right?
Yeah.
But to have somebody who is like not related to me at all, even though that's my family. To love me enough to believe in who I am, believe in my vision, believe in like, even if I know if I was in Schitt's Creek not doing nothing, I know she loves me, right? So I feel like that is the biggest thing with healing. Like, people want to, like, especially as introverts, the thought of, hey, I'm fine by myself.
Yeah.
And I was one of those. No, I'm not. Like, one of the best things I could have done moving to Florida was telling her, I remember telling her one time, we got to stop these gaps in talking. Like, because we know we can go a long time and not talk.
Yeah.
And we'll be fine.
Yeah.
And we'll talk like we ain't nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
We'll get
Because
jealous.
it's not personal.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not. And we'll get jealous if we see each other with other people. Like,
yeah. Even if we ain't talked in a year.
Right.
It's still like, don't have other friends in that year.
Right, exactly. Like, oh, I saw you took a picture with so-and-so. But we know that, like, if we stop talking, it's not because nothing's wrong. It's just like we're living life. But also, if we wouldn't have been as close, because we started back talking all the time before I went through my divorce, before I got sick. Like, having that person to, and I don't tell you as much as I value who you are to me. I'm trying to cry. I do. Like, I love the hell out of you. If it wasn't for the fact you had a pussy and I'm not attracted to women. When I say loyalty, like, oh my gosh, I love this trick. And I know
you said that so you don't cry.
I am. But that's how you heal and build, is you find your tribe, right? Like, and then you be a part of their tribe. And you empower each other, and you build each other up, and you tell each other about each other's selves. You know what I'm saying? And then you love on each other, and you pay attention, and you support each other. That's how you heal while you build. You can't do it by yourself. If you could do it by yourself, God wouldn't put you in this world full of people. That doesn't mean that everybody's your person, but when you find your person, that's your person. Like, we've been through some shit.
Yeah, we have.
Together.
We have.
We don't always get along. We very rarely don't, though.
Yeah.
But we have had times where it's like, oh, y'all made it through that?
Yeah.
Not very many. Crazy enough.
But you know what? I think the key to making it through that is understanding that it's not always personal. And that no matter what, I want to see you win and be great in life, whether I have anything to gain from it or not. And I feel that way about anybody that I love. And I think that's why I'm so, but I think that's why I'm so passionate about when people do me dirty, because it's like, I just genuinely want you to win and be happy, even if I have nothing to do with it. So when you take it upon yourself to like shit on me or like disregard me or treat me any kind of way or like mishandle me as a person, it's like, I'm genuinely rooting for you. I want you to be happy. But yeah, we've been through a lot. Our kids have been through a lot with us. So to see us at this level now, to where it's like, we're all down here together. You know what I'm saying? We're growing as a family, as a business. It's something truly amazing to see. And again, it wasn't like we were always like cement bonded. Like, we always knew we were best friends, but we had periods when we weren't. I literally just told her yesterday, like, when we were like younger or whatever, she would get my kids all the time. Like, my daughter would be at her house every summer for like the whole summer. My son would go, whatever.
I wasn't. He was
bad. But I wasn't like that close to her kids. But I'm also that person where it's like, I don't take everybody's kids. I love people's kids, but as far as like having them come to my house, I'm very much I'm going to be in here reading my book, drinking my wine. I don't want nobody bothering me. I'm very much that person. If you need me, I'll come out. But I'm very much like when I'm at home, I want to be peace and quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Even with my own kids. And they realize that. But now that like everybody's older and has their own personality, and we're so much closer now. So to just see everything come full circle and understand, it's healing for me too, just in a different level. Because again, I've always felt like I was by myself. Like nobody cared, nobody wanted to be. So when Kizzy comes to me and goes, Cassandra, let's talk about this book. She even gets jealous sometimes because we'll just sit there and talk about books and romance and just anything.
So I don't want to talk about books. Like she'll come talk to me. I'm like, So she gets to talk her arch nemesis, and also they said they can't live without each other. Her and my son. Oh my gosh, they aggravate the hell out of me. Like literally, we play games, and I have to tell them like, listen, I don't want to hear y'all bicker during the games. But it's fun to see, like, that because my kids are very non-trusting. In most cases, like, trying to get them to go see people is a no-go.
Yeah.
My kids love her. Like, love her kids. Like, they defended... So, my godson, Shane, we had a little debacle. They defended him over me, mother effort. But, I mean, that's good. Like, we know they got each other's back.
Yeah.
So.
As do we. So if I don't feel confident in anything else, I know that we have raised loving families, and our children. I mean, they tell us when we're wrong. Mm-hmm. They're not just because I was the same way, right? So my mom would have times where she would do stuff, and she would go, "Well, that's just your stepdad. He ain't even your real dad. So why are you siding with him over me? Because it's right. Mm-hmm. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong." So when she said like they defended my son, like they very much have an idea of what right and wrong is, and they would tell us like, "Mom,
in that case, he wasn't right though, and he still they still defended him." I love you, man.
Subjective, but our kids have a very clear understanding of like, well, this is right, and we're raising emotionally intelligent kids. Mm-hmm. I will say, like they are very emotionally intelligent, growing into that.
Yeah. Because we instill that in them, and I'm just proud of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're gonna take a quick moment for Cass to tell you about a wonderful book that is in development. So tell them about the anthology.
Yeah, so I'm a visionary for a new anthology. It's called Dear Daughter, Nobody Ever Told Me But. This is going to be a best-selling, a powerful anthology. We already have some amazing women who have signed on to be a part of it. And it's giving our life lessons, our hardest lessons, our hard-fought battles, the hard-fought wins that we've come across, the obstacles we've overcome, all the mountains we've climbed and reached the top of. We are passing those lessons down to our daughters, sisters, friends, even our mothers. I mean, we come from a generation of, mothers and grandmothers who have not fully healed, who are just now in their late 50s, early 60s and 70s, understanding what healing looks like outside of, being mom and grandma and the church and things like that. So these are lessons that anybody can still learn no matter what age they're from. So we are taking those lessons and passing them down to anybody who needs them.
Yes, and you guys have to, if you have a story, you have a message, you want to get in this. I'm actually writing my chapter, and it's going to be a story to my daughter. It's also going to be a story to my younger self, and then there'll be a story to my son. So you guys want to be a part of this Dear Daughters anthology. Plus, you have a team behind you.
Yes.
When you talk about wanting to become an author, if you've never been one, or being part of a project that's powerful, we got a couple of things that come with it, from marketing to our event book launch that you're going to be a part of. So yes, you want to be a part of this book. So now back to regular planning programming.
Okay, so how do you hold space for both ambition and softness?
It's very hard. I will tell you, that's probably for me hard. Some people probably do it better than me. So if you do it better than me, tell me. Because it's probably hard for me. So I guess being a woman and being a nurturer, it's automatic, because you automatically love and you automatically want to see those around you do good. What I've been working on, though, and I know you've been seeing me, is hugging more. Mm-hmm. Like, realizing, because we didn't really do a lot of hugs. Like, we did, like, our mom kissed us a lot, and we, like, but there was always a lot going on, right? Whether it's her dealing with whatever she was going through, work, maintaining a household, or whatever. So we didn't spend a lot of family time together. Yeah. So one thing I love about my son, love, is he always wants to pick a day where we can all play games. He's always coming up with games to play. So just having a space to where I recognize everything can't be about work. Yeah. Like, put work down for a minute, engage with your family. give hugs, even if they don't want them. Like, even if they cringe, give hugs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've always been one also that's very transparent with my kids, because then they understand when I'm so hard why I'm being hard. Yeah. So I am the one who, I'll sit and I'll cry, and kids or anybody will walk in, look at me. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Can I give you a hug? Aww. Come give me a hug. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you want to make sure they know it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to cry. So when they cry, they don't feel like there's something wrong with them. Like, it's okay. So I think the part of me, I say it's hard, but now that I think about it, it's probably not as hard. I am very, let's get it, y'all. Let's go. No one's going to save us. We got to, but we together can be that softness for each other. So, like, realize, like, there's going to be the piece where we got to get it done, because, again, nobody's going to save us. But we do it in love. So, I hope I show softness. Listen. I hope. But what about you? How do you balance?
I mean, it's funny that you talk about, like, not hugging, because in our household, so obviously when we went to church, everybody hugged everybody. But as someone who was molested by someone at church, it meant something different for me, right? It was always a cautious thing of, I don't want to hug you too long, I don't want to hug you too close. So that became a barrier in my mind as far as, like, physically, that part of with somebody else. But then in my household, it was a punishment. So, I mean, me and my older brother did not get along at all. And there was a time when we were younger where when we couldn't get along, we had to hug. And I hated it. Oh, I hated it. Because it was like, not only do I not like him, and it wasn't I didn't like him, I didn't like his ways, right? I didn't like the lying and manipulating. And again, always using my younger sister as that buffer between us, to where, like, well, she's on my side or on his side anyway, so if you ain't on my side, then she ain't gonna like you. So it's always that division part of it. But it's like, now you're gonna make me stand here and, like, hug him and touch him and, like, be, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was one of those things where growing up, I was always like, why are you touching me? Like, I did not like for people to touch me. So I much like Kizzy, Sage is the one who brought me out of that. Because again, me, Pinky, and Shane, it was just us for such a long time. And we kind of got into this comfortable space of, like, Shane would be in his room on a game, Pinky would be in her room singing, I would be somewhere reading a book or just chilling, and we all kind of just developed this comfortable space of, we don't have to be on top of each other and touching each other, and just, we can just coexist peacefully in one space and be cool with that. Sage changed that for everybody. Like, Sage will randomly just walk up to me and go, I love you, and just hug me. Or she'll go, P, can I have a hug? Can I have a high five? If I give you a high five, it's because I don't want to hug you, but I just want to touch you. And she's very, like, that girl has not met an intrusive thought she didn't agree with. Like, whatever she's thinking is coming out of her mouth all the time, whether it's good or bad. But she has kind of lessened that gap of, like, emotional space between us, to the point where she makes us love each other more physically. It's weird. Like, obviously I love my kids, but again, we weren't huggers. We weren't physically touchy people. And so Sage came along.
I was like, that's crazy, because Pinky, that girl be hugging all the time.
All the time now. But Sage has really brought that out of everybody. Like I said, she just always, and it'll be random. Like, you can just be sitting there and she'll just come lay on you and she'll ask you, like, can I hug you? Can I high five you? But she's just very lovey like that. But she's also a water sign like me, which I'm very nurturing, but I have to want to be in that space with you. I have to be comfortable enough to want to be in that space with you. I just got so used to being ambitious all the time with my kids, to where I kind of put the nurturing part, or the lovey-dovey nurturing part, on the back burner. It's like, if you're sick, if you're in trouble, yes, I'll be that. But outside of that, everything's well, we hustling. I'm hustling. Like, I got to make sure, you know what I'm saying? So Sage made it okay for us to just casually love and embrace each other in my household. So my daughter has been instrumental into me making that balance, because I realize now that my other ones might have been missing it. They just got so comfortable in it that they wouldn't say it. And Sage doesn't give anybody any room to doubt that they need it. She's just like, we're going to do it. And that's just what it is.
Yeah. So I'm going to skip the next question, because I feel like we kind of answered already about the trauma.
I was thinking the same thing when I saw it,
So what practices keep you grounded? Therapy, journal, prayer, what keeps you grounded?
All of the above. I spend so much time now, like, in the shower at night when I'm by myself. Like you said, there's times throughout the day where I'm thinking, and because the young man that I'm currently talking to, but not talking to. A lot of times he'll go, "What are you thinking?" And it irritates me when he says it because it's like I'm not thinking anything. But in reality, it's like I could just be praying. And that's not something that I want to necessarily share because it's not like I got to tell you what I'm praying about or whatever. But it's like I'm just in my head. I'm talking to God. I'm thinking about stuff. I'm planning what I want the future to look like. I don't necessarily want to share that right now, but I'm just having a moment with God. So I find myself at random times throughout the day just like praying, talking to God about things. Like I said, when I'm in the shower. I forgot what the question was.
It is, what practices keep you grounded?
Oh, therapy. That's what it was. So yeah, I mean, I've been to therapy. I'm not currently in therapy right now, but I do a lot of journaling. I mean, it's to the point where even if I'm in my notebook for work, there are times where I'll have a thought and I'll just write it down on my notebook, or I'll put it in my notes on my phone. They say write it and make it plain. I'm always writing things down, especially my prayers to God because I want it to be made plain. I keep notes in my wallet about things that I want to happen. But prayer, but then also, like you said, having that person in your life, even if it's not a relationship and it's just my best friend, being able to come to you and go, listen, I'm having this bad thought. It's an intrusive thought. You know my heart. You know this ain't how I am, but this is how I feel right now. Having that person that I can go and talk to physically about things that I'm feeling, things that I've thought, progress that I've made, all that stuff, it helps. Yeah. Especially for, like you said, somebody like us who felt like our voices didn't matter. We weren't always heard. Knowing that somebody hears me, understands me, but also hears me with love, it matters.
Yeah.
What about you?
So, prayer.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've heard people be fanatics over God before, and in the back in the day, it's like, man, like that's all you talk about. But I understand now. Like I'm in a space, right? And not in a space where I'm like preachy condemning. Yeah. Like I'm not condemning anybody, but just my own personal journey. I am in a space where, man, I can't account nothing to nobody but him. And I guess because I've always been one who's like, I got this, and finally realizing I don't got this. And him showing up in areas where it's like, I know it was you. Like, even little things. Like I know it was you. I had an epiphany the other day. I was trying to figure out something, and then it seemed like a client really wanted this done. And I'm like, I can't do nothing about it. I don't know what to do. I'm asking tech support. They don't know what to do. I'm asking your tech team. They don't know what to do. Nobody knows what to do. This is even my area. Yeah. I don't know what to do. And like, it was a day that I was not supposed to be available, and I'm seeing all the messages come through, and I'm like, Lord, if you don't do this for me, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, please. So I'm in the Arby's parking lot getting something for my son, and as I'm in the Arby's parking lot or in the drive-thru, I said, Lord, you guys tell me what to do, because I don't know. And I've been working on it for a little bit. Plus, I tried it. I had the same issue when I did something for my company a while back, and something said, do this, and like. I know it wasn't me. And I know it wasn't me because why wouldn't have I thought it before? Right. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try. So I tried it, and it worked. And I was like, yeah. Lord!
Did your big one.
All right, exactly. And like those type of things, like even there was something else that I just, so generally speaking, if I go on Instagram, I don't read long posts. I feel like I'm supposed to be able to just quickly, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not Facebook. I shouldn't have to read. Like, there was something that was long, and every time you swiped over, it was long. So I generally don't read. Something caught my eye, and it has something to do with, like, spiritual warfare. So I was like, let me read it. So I read it. Then I move to the next one. I read it. I move to the next one. I read it. And when I tell you, it was exactly, and I just sent it to you too, it was exactly what I was going through. It was exactly what my client was going through. I'm screenshotting, I send it. About maybe 15 minutes later, he said, I have chills. He said, where did you get that from? I said, honestly, I don't ever read Instagram. But something in my spirit started reading it. It stood out, and I read it. He said, that is everything I needed today. Yeah. So, like, I just feel like now the way that he speaks to me. We just been talking about in the company, like, hey, we're in a period where we got to do these things in order to stay above, right? Stay above water. And like for someone who doesn't necessarily do a lot of like sales, when things have just been like placed in my pocket, like, hey, here you go, here you go, here you go. And it's like, but I haven't been doing anything different.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the things that he does that lets me know, like, you got me.
Yeah.
My leg, they told me my leg, I had an injury on my leg. And they told me that the injury you have is not going to heal on its own. You have to go to the doctor. You have to get steroids. You have to, it's healed on its own. Like, so it's like, there's things that's like, I know for a fact there is no way that this is me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't remember what the question is. We tend to do that a lot.
We do.
But I'm gonna look at what it is. I'm gonna look at the question. So what is it? Prayer, turning to God, like turning to God, like literally turning to God is my therapy. I know I've said on another episode I tried to do therapy one time and they told me, the counselor told me she couldn't help me. The therapist told me she couldn't help me. The psychologist said, like, ooh, we can't help you. Like, what the heck? So in that situation, only God can help me. And he does things, like even in the sense of like placing this one in a position where she had no choice but to listen to me and come. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows what I need and he makes it happen. So that's what I would say is my, he does it all. Like, listen, he does it all.
He does. Yeah. And I will be a testament that it's a completely different experience when you stop trying to do it yourself and you let God do it. I said on the last episode, God can do things way better than you can. I know ego will drive you to be like, oh, I got it. I can do it. I can figure it out. I'm smart. I'm this. I'm that. But I'm telling you, and for women like us, right, it's hard to let go of control sometimes and let somebody else be, because our experience has taught us that people are going to fail you. People are going to abandon you. People are going to disappear and leave you do it by yourself anyway, so I might as well. When you let go and let God do it, it is completely different. Like when I tell you, I think for both of us, I can safely say this past like year and a half, since like 2023, 2024, it's been just God being like, all right, we're going. And he took off running and wigs been flying and eyelashes been flying off, but we just been running nonstop. But to know that I'm not the one physically running, and I'm just like, I don't want to say along for the ride, but just like letting him lead me, letting him step over the hurdles, and I'm just on his back and we're just going. Mm-hmm. It's a completely different feeling. And
then understanding that it's not perfection. Y'all done seen me cuss on here, flip off, heard me call somebody a pussy, heard somebody call somebody a deadbeat daddy. Y'all heard stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Like, we're not perfect. Like, I'm not proclaiming perfection. Yeah. I'm not working toward perfection because he's not asking for it, right? Mm-hmm. Like, he's not asking for me to be perfect. He's asking for me to love him, to trust him, to love people. We said we don't like people. We love people, right? Like, to minister to people, to disciple people, it doesn't require perfection. It requires effort. So as long as, like, your heart is in the right space, like, and I don't want to turn this into a sermon, but when I tell you, like, the ability to lean on him is powerful. Mm-hmm. Like, when I tell you, when he wants to open doors, there's nothing anybody can do. Those doors will be open. So, that's our last question. We're going to end with that. And we will see you next time on Sessions with Coach April.